somewhere. I'll find it.
Um,
Welcome, everybody. This is well, hang on. Where's the thing?
this
I'm up there.
is we're talking about Angels in the Outfield.
Yes. Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. So right now we're talking about Angels in the Outfield,
starring
and
Lieutenant Murtaugh.
mm,
Who?
and you know what? And that's
Lieutenant,
funny because
you said Lieutenant Dan?
at that time, that's how I knew him. That's exactly how I knew Danny Glover. Lieutenant Murdoch.
From Lethal Weapon.
From Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, at that time, that's who he was, and this is when he started going into his dad era, and he was getting a little bit more serious. So that this was an interesting movie, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, look, one of the reasons why I picked this movie is because it kind of reminds me of the Mets, which were in last place right now, and you see Shea Stadium behind me. I'm an old Mets fan.
Oh, is that Shea Stadium? I thought
Yeah.
that was the Orlando City Soccer with the women. Or I thought that was the Orlando City Soccer
Nah,
stadium. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
none of that. I mean, this stadium is almost has been gone for almost 20 years, so it's all right. I'll forgive you for that. But
Yeah, the
anyway,
original shape.
exactly. But anyway, like,
Are those flowers in the background for like rest in peace? On the thing, those flowers for rest in peace on the book.
nah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I
That's
thought
just
they looked like
old.
flowers.
They some of them. But for shit, what was I saying? Damn, you got me fucked up right now. Hey, so no, listen, and this movie, I mind you, I had this movie in VHS. This is one of those Disney movies that I saw a lot. And it's a good story. I really liked it because I was definitely a fan of Danny Glover and Tony Danza. So
Mhm.
that's kind of what attracted me to this movie. But what I and it was interesting because I think at the time the Angels were always in last place anyway. So it was quite interesting to just see this. And also I was happy to see Doc from Back to the
Christopher
Future.
Lloyd.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see Christopher Lloyd in this movie. Because
But
he
you're
did a
also forgetting one big guy. I told you guys on before we signed on. There's one
oh yeah.
guy that's an Oscar award winning in here.
We did mention Lieutenant Murtaugh.
Nope, he didn't win no Oscar.
Mm. And it wasn't Tony Danza either.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking. Oh God, now. Oh
Mm.
fuck.
Mm.
Christopher Lloyd from Back to the
No,
Future.
Mm.
no.
Mm.
No, hold
Mm.
on a minute. No. Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
There you go.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Shit.
There he is, Matthew McConaughey. This was Matthew McConaughey's early stuff, which was interesting because he played a really crappy baseball player in this movie, and the cool thing about this movie was this. So it's a story about um, a kid in foster care, and these two best friends, one black, one white. They're in foster care, and it runs fairly quickly because it's pretty much quickly telling you a story about a dad who's promising his kid that if the Angels win the pennant, we're going to be a family again. So the father is just like is feeding his kid some bullshit, but telling him something that sounds really nice, and then the kid literally wishes for it, right? So he
Yeah, he
wishes
does.
for it, and then Christopher Lloyd comes around and some angels come down, right? But then everybody, it's interesting because it's this just far fetched story of all of a sudden these angels just showing up. So it starts with, I think it's like a big catch. Yeah, I think one of the first sightings of the angels was a big catch. Like somebody, I think one of the angels just show up out of nowhere, came up, helped the guy, catch the ball, and all of a sudden you just see that promo from the movie. How did he do that? How did he do that? And then all of a sudden, it's just off to the rails with that. And to the point where the movie gets hilarious, which I always found really great. But anyway, I'm rambling, so it's time for me to stop talking. How do you guys feel about it?
Angels in the
You know what I gotta
Outfield
say about that?
is. Uh-oh.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I love it. Yes.
Oh, no, Angels in the Outfield. That's an all-time classic. I remember watching this movie when I was a wee kid, and not understanding the concept at all. All I know is Ghost. God comes down and helps this poor team win. I was never a fan of the Angels, but the concept of the movie was kind of pretty dope. You had a dad who basically just wants to go to the store and get milk. Want nothing to do with this kid. The kid really wants a family and asks these angels to do so, all for the father to still want to go to the store and get some milk, which is kind of hilarious for me. But this is one of those movies where when it did get serious, it makes you feel a type of way. Even as a grown adult, me watching it again, knowing what's going to happen, it still made me feel a type of way. So they definitely nailed it. This was one of those movies I would recommend if you've never watched it or it's never come across your radar. Absolutely sit down, pop some popcorn, and give it a watch. Actually worth it. Very good blend of drama and comedy all together at once. And I think I just loved it because Lieutenant Murtaugh was there. I'm not gonna lie, as an adult, I'm just looking. I'm just like, come on, say Riggs. Just say Riggs. Say something and mention Riggs. So some kind of Easter egg, something.
That's hilarious.
Well, I really enjoyed The Sandlot. I really did. I thought it was a great wholesome kids movie. I mean, kids playing together on a team for the summer. I mean, you got great catch lines like "You're killing me, Smalls." Like, it was a really. I mean, I watched this. I remember watching The Sandlot as a kid.
This is comparable to The Sandlot. I see where you're
Oh,
going.
wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
This is Angels in
We're
the
not.
Outfield.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We didn't pick The Sandlot.
We didn't pick The Sandlot.
Damn.
Maybe we should have.
You're killing me.
I guess. Well, clearly
right.
you just gave it an honorable mention.
I just gave it an honorable mention. You're right. But Angels in the Outfield, classic film. It started a lot of careers for a lot of different actors in this film. The concept, I mean, I can definitely admit to this. I mean, you guys have already said it, but the concept to this as kids, was kind of hard to understand because, as kids, we're not thinking about, dads that don't want to be with their kids and angels and, we're enjoying a movie. It was made by Disney. This was an underrated movie from Disney when it came out in '94. This was, I would say, I wouldn't even say this would be on anybody's top 10 list for baseball movies. I could be wrong, but I've seen a lot of baseball top 10 lists, and this was not on it. But this was a great. I just watched it again for the first time, and I can't tell you how many years, but and this was one of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's one of his first films as a kid. And that's he's the main character. Can anybody tell me, because I looked up the kid on IMDb, I couldn't find him. The little black kid. I cannot for the life of me find out who it was. Does anybody know who that was? But it's not even listed on IMDb. It's not even listed on the actual on the list of actors.
Wait, it's got to be.
That's crazy work.
Isn't it?
No, I'm telling you, I'm looking at it right now. Unless I'm blind, I don't.
No, I mean in the movie itself. Hang on,
Danny Glover's the only guy on there.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's like they erased this kid from the movie.
Oh,
but
unless they're showing him as an adult, and that was Milton Davis Jr.
Who?
Milton Davis Jr.
JP. That's right. It is JP. But why is there no picture?
No, there's a picture. It just shows him as an adult.
No. On his profile, it says Milton Davis Jr. No picture.
Oh, I don't know if he disappeared from acting or if he just chose to keep private. But
Well,
yeah,
he's only been in 4 movies. He's been in Mad
Yeah,
City.
it wasn't like.
Yeah, only he's so. I guess Angels in the Outfield was his biggest film.
Yeah, most likely. You
Wow, that's
know,
crazy.
need
Um,
to get past everybody.
Well, I mean, listen, and this was, I mean, Christopher Lloyd by now, you know, he was already on Taxi. Um,
Mm,
he was already he's already done Adam's Family. He did Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future. So this,
mm.
you know, by now his career is skyrocketed. So he really wasn't in this film too much. I mean, he was the main angel, but I think I counted a matter of like 6 or 7 times we saw him in this film. It really wasn't. He wasn't really a main cast member.
oh,
No,
he is. Like you said, he was already at the upper echelon of his career at this point.
yeah, I think he is what brought people to this movie more than anything else. Because at that point, I think Christopher Lloyd was a nostalgia act already. Um, so like, yeah, he certainly had key points, but he's somebody who brought people in. Tony Danza's definitely somebody who brought people in, and clearly Danny Glover, right? Because the kids, not so much. Now the story that they told was great, and mind you, one of them turned out to become a top billing with 30 Rock and all of that. But
Hmm.
but what what I liked about this was just the whole story of the characters as well. Like Tony Danza's character, I really liked because he was just like a pitcher down on his luck, and then all of a sudden he got an opportunity, and he was feeling like a winner again. How
Yeah,
many
let's face
times
it
do you
though.
see that?
Let's face it though. He wouldn't have been a winner if that angel didn't help him with that arm. You know.
No, yeah, of course. But sometimes you need a little help to get your confidence back. You know,
Absolutely.
so like, he had gotten that, and the interesting part about it is that they were terrible in the beginning, and then they got a little help, but then that help started to subside because they just became a good team. There was some help that was needed at certain points, but as the movie progressed, there was less waving, and the
Oh
waving
yeah.
was a signal. A waving was a signal of an angel in the outfield, right? But then it started to progress to the point where it wasn't even necessary. And also there was a point where like you had this team that didn't care about each other, and then suddenly at the end or close to the end, I won't play for anybody but George Knox, whether there's angels out there or not. So just the whole story arc of the whole thing, how like they were separated, they came together, they started to believe in each other, and in the end, they ended up winning with much less help than they had from the beginning.
Well, you know
Uh,
what this sounds like, right? This sounds like another movie we're going to be doing in a couple of weeks. Same concept and beginning of it. All the teammates didn't like each other; they hate each other.
yeah,
Major League will be doing that in a couple of weeks. It sounds
exactly.
just
Hmm.
like Major League.
Oh
It
yeah.
does. It does. It
It definitely
absolutely.
sounds like Major League.
And mind you, I think that and to add to that, I think that there was definitely major league influence in this movie.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I certainly feel like this was Disney's version of that, to be honest with you. But with a couple of kids and a little bit of heartbreak, and then all of a sudden a a happy moment at the end, right? Because in the end, what does Danny Glover do? He becomes daddy. You know, he
Mr.
becomes
became
daddy.
Papa.
He adopts the kids, and he keeps them together, which is nice. You know, and he there because the kid's father turned out to be a piece of shit.
Now, if you would have told me, oh, I don't even know if I have the picture of it. Damn, there's a picture I downloaded. I don't know if it went through or not, but I don't know if you guys remember watching the movie, but in the beginning of the film, when the manager was getting all kinds of heat for like beating up the players, and then he beat up
Hmm.
one of the announcers. remember Joseph Gordon-Levitt won. His friend Milton Davis Jr. won a free. His ticket won them a picture with the manager on the baseball mound.
Yep.
And if you remember, if you would have told me in the beginning of the film that he was going to adopt these two kids by the way he was looking, I would have been like, "You're full of shit." Because he wanted nothing to do with this kid. He's like,
absolutely,
just get this kid off the fucking mound. Let's go. Let's get this shit going.
He was already done with it.
He was done. He was done with everything. And it's interesting how that shit just turned around.
Mm-hmm. There's been an ongoing theme back in those days, those heartfelt movies. Start off with an asshole, end up with like one of the greatest, turning into one of the greatest people of all time. Like they had the greatest character redemption arc.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. And this was one of those. So like it's one of those things that like, I watched several times and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it again as an adult. It was interesting.
I could listen. I'll tell you this right now. It was a great film, but it's not like Major League where you could put it on and just laugh at how stupid it is. And like, like all the there's so many more characters, Wesley Snipes and Charlie Sheen. There's so many more characters that I feel like there's so many more funny scenes out of that. This is just a heartfelt Disney baseball classic, which you could watch with your kids, but this is not like one that I would say I could put on over and over again and just enjoy it.
Well, Angels in the Outfield took itself seriously. Major League, not so much. And that's what separates Angels in the Outfield from a lot of the baseball movies back in the day.
That's why Major League had two movies. But anyway.
Three.
Oh,
yeah, three.
I know there was a third one. Nice.
Yeah, but it's just not many of the original cast made it to the third one.
Yeah, it was wild how some of the original cast didn't make it to the second one. But anyway. Anyway, clearly we're going to be talking about Major League soon. So join us as we do speak about Major League in a couple of weeks. So, but I think we all give this movie a thumbs up. I don't think we necessarily have to get into the weeds on that because we've kind of done that. So
yeah.
I think we're done because I think we like this movie.
This was a really good movie. So I'll definitely give it a thumbs up, and I definitely suggest it. If you never caught it and it never popped up on your radar, definitely sit down and take a watch.
That's true.
Yeah, this was a good film.
So anyway, good night, everybody, and join us next time.
Peace out.